So you may recall back 4 months ago in May of this year, Bungie won a lawsuit against a hacking company called AimJunkies, and this was for making cheats and hacks for their game Destiny 2 and essentially selling them online, similar to many other hacks in the world for, Call of Duty, Fortnite, Counter-Strike, the list goes on. And it was a major victory. I mean, this had been a 3-year process. It all began in 2021 when Bungie filed this complaint, and actually a year later in 22, the copyright claim was partially dismissed, so things were not looking very good for Bungie. But 2 years later, in, like I said, May of this year, things turned around. So what was left of that complaint ended up pulling through for Bungie. This led to an arbitration, which is essentially when an independent third party basically decides the outcome of the complaint, and it was decided in Bungie's favor. So AimJunkies was ordered to pay $4.3 million to Bungie. And this was basically for breaching the DMCA, or the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Yeah, essentially for copyright infringement. AimJunkies was using the property and assets of Bungie to make these hacks for Destiny 2. I really think, just in my opinion, that they could have got them for more. I mean, if you really consider the negative effect that hacking has on legitimate consumers of these games, it really ruins the reputation of these games. People who are just regular gamers who are non-hackers, they don't want to play the game if it's cluttered with hackers, as it obviously makes the gaming experience extremely frustrating. But it is what it is. $4.3 million is still a lot of a payout, especially for what I would consider maybe a smaller company when compared to a big company like Bungie. For Bungie, it was kind of a drop in the bucket, but for AimJunkies, it was probably a lot more. And to me, it was just the precedent that it set. It really wasn't about the 4.3 mil. It was about the fact that, hey, if you want to start a hacking company, you might want to think twice, because you could end up getting sued for a lot more money than you would make. Now, it looked like AimJunkies was actually trying to appeal this lawsuit. I guess AimJunkies argued that they were unfairly denied the opportunity to cross-examine a witness at Bungie. So for a bit, things were looking a bit shaky. Maybe this will get appealed. Maybe this won't be a W for really any non-cheater out there, and the precedent won't be set after all. Maybe this will all get overturned. Well, it just came out today that last week, 2 very big things happened for Bungie in this AimJunkies lawsuit, and it is very good. It is very much not what AimJunkies wanted, not one bit. So there's 2 things here. So the first thing was that there was a request to overturn the jury verdict from May, and this was essentially just to request a brand new trial. But the judge has officially denied this request for a new trial. The judge basically said that this is completely unnecessary, that there is no new evidence that is needed to be presented, and basically all of the evidence that was presented showed that the outcome, the jury's findings were legitimate. Now, the other thing was that challenging of the actual $4.3 million arbitration award that AimJunkies had to pay to Bungie. Yeah, this is where I was saying before how they are arguing that they were unfairly denied the opportunity to cross-examine a witness of Bungie, but this was also denied. The challenge to the $4.3 million award that AimJunkies has to pay was officially denied by the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals in the US. So the $4.3 million award stays. This has been officially affirmed, and there were no errors found in the entire arbitration process. So it was official in May, but now the appeal process is complete. So now it would seem this is permanent. Any doubts people had that this was actually going to happen are long gone. The point has been made. I think there is no denying that cheaters will think twice, especially cheat developers, before working on these cheats that tamper with the code of certain IPs for certain games, because it can lead hilariously to a lawsuit. I say hilariously because the people at AimJunkies, obviously at the end of the day, they just want to make money. But now they owe $4.3 million. And I really have to wonder, Destiny 2 is only one game that AimJunkies has worked on, and for that matter, any hacking company besides AimJunkies. So where I'm getting at is I really have to wonder if this is just the very start of a lot of these cheating companies getting sued, because I think, especially now with this sticking, I think this could really start a snowball effect, and it could lead to the potential pros of starting a video game hacking software provider for profit being far less than the potential cons. And I think it's very obvious that if that happened, we could see the supply of these hacks start to severely decrease.